All right. Let's get into the first topic of the day. Starting off with the Red Sox. They finished 78 and 84 to be fifth in the AL East.
Trash.
Finishing last in the last 3 or 4 years. Um, I'm gonna give you guys the floor. How you guys feel about it,
I'm
Dave?
pissed.
I'll let Dave go first, and I
I'm
know Dave
pissed.
has a lot to say. So.
I'm pissed. I'm highly upset. What in the world are we doing? How can you say that we are still focused on winning a World Series when we're not signing anybody and we're being cheap? Didn't we fire the last guy for being cheap? And now we're being cheap again and expecting it to say that we're competing for championships. We just let Chris Sale go. He's gone. Alex Verdugo, we traded him to our rival in the same division to the Yankees. Whether you think he was a big difference with us or not, you traded someone within your division. That's to me that made zero sense to me when it happened. Then your name is where every free agent might go or where every trade acquisition might go. But have you made any moves? No. Where Where's Juan Soto? He's with the Yankees. Everything said he was going to the Yankees, and he went there. What happened to the guy from Los Angeles? He's now still in Los Angeles, but he's with the Dodgers now. I'm talking about Otani.
New Balance ties.
Not coming to Boston. Think about all the other free agents that were out there. What was the latest? The other guy from was it Yamamoto?
Yamamoto, yep.
Yamamoto. He was talking to the Red Sox. He's not here. What's going on? What is going through those Boston Tea Party brains of the Red Sox right now? What are you thinking about at this moment? Like what do you consider competing for World Series title? Saving money? Are you Bill Belichick? No, you're not. You don't have Tom Brady coming out in the dugout. You don't have that. Like, are you serious right now? You don't have one of the best defenses ever, coming out there. It's not happening. I'm sorry, Red Sox. Your defense was trash last year. So, what are you going to do to improve it? Huh? What are you going to do? You got Devers. Yes, I'm glad. I'm glad we still got Devers. But what else is there? He's the best player on the team right now. What pitcher can we go to and say that's our ace?
Got to be Brian Bale.
Is that really an ace? Is he considered an ace? I would say no.
I would consider him an ace, but he has a lot to prove still.
He has a lot to prove, so I'm going to say no. Until he proves that he's an ace, I'm going to say no. We are not doing anything to improve this team. We are literally just sitting here watching everyone else, especially in our division, get better. The Orioles have got they made a total. I knew he was looking for something. I saw. So he don't know where everything at. So I let him go ahead and take his time. But I don't understand. Help me out here, Teddy. When someone says that they're competing for something, that means they're doing whatever they can to win. That means they don't care about saving money. They're going to spend. They go into the luxury tax. Don't they do that in the NBA all the time? Go into the luxury tax to win. The Warriors did that to get Kevin Durant. What did that get them? They got them 2 championships.
Yep.
The Cavaliers did that when LeBron came back. They got a title 2 years after he got there. Mm-hmm. Miami Heat did that when LeBron and Bosh went to Miami. They got 2 rings out of that. The Boston Celtics did that when they got Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen.
Yep, I agree, Dave.
I don't.
Davey Dallas. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. All right, I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
I'm ready.
So
Go ahead.
what I've been so as I'm listening to this, right, I've been staying very close to the
Stop the
team.
cap. Stop the
I've been
cap.
staying I've been staying very close to the team, and I'm getting my own perception of what's going on here in the Red Sox organization.
Okay.
All right. I
Now
think we're very
they call me Dave Shefty for a reason. So I pretty much I'm almost certain I know everything you know. But go ahead, I'm listening.
all right. Well, no, what I'm saying is I kind of understand that, like, the culture of what's going on, like what they're actually going for like a foundation.
Okay, yeah,
So
you're in
what
Boston, so you would know a little bit
what
more than I would.
what I'm getting from the vibes, like the winter weekend, everything like that. So during winter weekend, we got to ask these guys a lot of questions. And what I'm seeing from Craig Breslow, from what he's explaining to fan base and everything like that, and he even came out and said full throttle was probably a poor choice of words, which is like crazy. I'm like, damn, he really said that. Uh, but what he's saying is basically he's gonna try each avenue to try to get controllable talent,
What
but
the?
he doesn't. He's not willing to go all in. He, he's not willing to go all in and get people right now because he doesn't feel like we're there yet. He's like he wants to see the rookies play and kind of like earn their respect on this team, and he's gonna have to. I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna decide who's staying for the long haul and who's gonna get kicked to the side.
Wasn't
And
we doing that already?
I mean, but not under Craig Breslow. That's the issue. And Craig Breslow doesn't see this as a team that's ready to win a World Series at this point. I think he's going to try to like get this core, the strong foundation of the team that he wants to build around, and kind of just start leveling in like long term players to like build the foundation to create a longer competitive team rather than just being all in on a team on a player for 1 year rather than and try to get team for a player for like six years that fits the
But
mold of what he's trying to build. I think
but
that's what he's trying to do.
I hear what you're saying.
So
I
we can
hear
remain competitive for a longer time. That's
I
I
hear
think
what
he's
you
trying to like do what the
right.
Braves are doing, kind of like how the Braves get this young talent and they're kind of getting these young guys and then they're extending them. So I think like we'll see like Brian Bale get an extension most likely. We'll probably see Tristan Casas get an extension most
Yeah,
likely.
I think Cash is going to get an extension.
Um,
I think for sure.
I think depending on how Jaron Duran does this year, he's either going to be in like a trade deadline piece, or if he does really well, we'll end up keeping him and extending him. Um, Now you have to also think we have a healthy Trevor Story. The thing that I think is really, and we just got Vaughn Grissom, who I'm excited to watch play this year. But what I want to see is if we end up playing better this year, I think it's because of all the coaching changes that we've had this year, from the pitching coach, third base coach, first base coach. We still have Jason Veritek as the game coordinator or whatever that's called. We have the new GM. I think a lot of things are changing in like leadership roles. So I want to see if that changes how the players play too, because Andrew Bailey is coming out saying I'm very like he says I don't think we need an addition to this pitching rotation, which is like for a pitching coach to say that is scary. He's like I think that we have a lot of good pitchers here that just haven't been managed correctly.
Bruh.
I'm just saying what he's saying. So if a pitching coach is coming from San Francisco and you know he's like a guru over there for pitching, I'm hoping that he can go ahead and turn Lucas Giolito back to who he was. You know what I'm saying? Nick Pavetta back to who he was. Brian Bale's already unbelievable. I think we need a lefty arm though, really badly. So I think if we can get like Jordan Montgomery or Blake Snell, I think one of those two would be a huge pickup. And I also think that if we get a DH, either Jorge Soler or Adam Duvall, um, and I'll be a happy man. But if we go out there and we just end up getting like Justin Turner for a DH, or like like a Mike Clevenger for a pitcher, like I'm gonna be upset. Like, dude, why do we do that? Might as well have just saved your money at that point. You know what I mean? But
All right.
I don't know, Dave.
So let
I
me
get why you're upset though, for sure.
so
Too.
let me kind of butt in again. So do you know how much in payroll we have this year?
Like 200 and
Less
is
than
it
that.
240
It's
million?
180 million.
180 million? And the
That's
cap is 240, is it?
Yeah, cap is 240, but that's what we have in right now is 180. Do you know the two times where we had over $200 in money and payroll? We won the World Series in 2018, and we tried to defend the title in 2019. So our own success shows that we should be spending money. I get it, trying to preserve for the future, but it's not like we're trading for old players or trying to sign old players. Otani is not an old player. He's young. Mike Trout is not an old player. You can go get Mike Trout, even though they're saying they don't want to trade him. You have the money, Red Sox. You have the farm. Trade away some of this farm that you're not going to use that's not going to help you win. Mike Trout, you can sign him to a 6-7 year contract. You can do the same thing you could have did that to Otani. You see, Otani got a 10-year contract. Like Blake Snell, you can give him a 5-6 year contract. I know how you feel about Blake Snell, Teddy. I know. I'm just throwing names out there. I'm just saying. These are vets, but these are young vets. You can sign some young vets and still compete for a very long time. That's my issue with this. It's not that I'm telling you to go sign these players so we compete for this year. No, I want to compete for multiple years, but I don't want to wait another year. We've been bad the last 2-3 years. Like this is not the Red Sox. This is not what this is. The Red Sox and Yankees are the two teams when it comes to the American League that you hear about the most. I'm just being honest. Those are the two teams that you know about when it comes to winning World Series or competing or even the rivalry. It's the best rivalry in baseball.
In sports.
I'm going to hold off on the sports thing. I watch multiple sports, so I'm going to hold off on that.
Who would you consider is a better rivalry than that?
In sports, I would probably say the Ravens and Steelers or the Celtics and Lakers. That's a little bit more of like, all right, that's a rivalry because you look at the two franchises, the
Definitely.
Lakers have 17.
I think Celtics Lakers is a really good one.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then when I'm talking about the Ravens and Steelers, is because they just play smash mouth football every single time they play against each other. It doesn't matter who's on the team; they compete every single time.
Yep.
Even though we won the series against the Yankees this past season, neither our teams looked good. And the reason why the Yankees didn't look good because they had injuries all year. Aaron Judge was out majority of the year. What's the other player? What's the other guy that was out as well? The
Rizzo.
one of your was it Giancarlo Stanton? Wasn't he hurt as well?
Giancarlo Stanton was hurt. Rizzo was hurt. He got concussed, and then Aaron Boone just left him out there. He batted 89 after the concussion, was batting 306 before the concussion. So it's like, yeah, it was.
It's and that we don't have that excuse. Chris Sale was hurt, but he came back pretty early. He came.
Yeah, but so that's another thing too is we need more innings, dude. Like we need our starters to throw more innings. Like
we need better
to
pitchers.
win games because we have right now that I think that's the thing is what he's doing is like he's getting the starters that can at least throw like 150 to 200 innings a year. When you have Chris Sale that's like 50 innings to 80 innings if we're lucky. You know what I mean? And it's like we can't have that as a starting pitcher at this point.
I get it, but you don't let that go and not replace it.
And what we got Von Grissom, who's a young talent, dude. He could hit. He could definitely hit, but his defense is supposed to be iffy. But I think
we don't need hitting. I don't think hitting was an issue for us last year. Hitting was not an issue. We were able to score. We couldn't defend. We couldn't stop nobody.
Yeah.
It's true.
What's the point of being able to
But
put up points
our
if you can't
defense,
stop
our,
them?
our defense was atrocious last year, dude.
Atrocious. It was bottom of the barrel.
But
Yeah.
we also had Kike Hernandez starting at shortstop to
Hey,
start
it
the
was
year.
bikini.
So
I
if
call
we
it
have Kike Hernandez as your starting shortstop, there's gonna be an issue.
bikini bottom level defense. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. And then you got like I think Devers also was trying to overcompensate for his position
Yeah,
because of
because he
what
feels
he
like he
had
has
at
to do
shortstop.
everything.
And he played horrible, probably the worst year of defense he's ever had. And then you got Christian Arroyo for the beginning half of the year. He was just very average defensively at second base, not anything crazy. And then Tristan Cassis is a rookie, and he's the first baseman. It's like, dude, you can't expect these guys to go out there and ball up. You know what I mean?
And
I
that's
think
my
this
thing.
year, dude, we're gonna be surprised at how much better we are. I think just looking around the diamond, I'm actually excited about the talent we got going out there. Even the guys that like Willier Abreu who can ball out. And then we got Sedan Rafaela, who I'm excited about. He tasted the MLB last year. But if we got Jaron Duran in center, um, I would say maybe I don't know how I feel about Tyler O'Neill playing right field, but he does have a Gold Glove. So
And
I guess you got
he's also
I
in
guess
the last couple of years.
injury
When,
prone. You said.
when did he get that Gold Glove? Just answer me that.
Like 3 years ago.
Let's see.
Don't matter now. It's 3 years ago.
And it was playing left, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he played at Fenway Park in left field before.
I think he played next to Harrison Bader. For sure.
Okay.
St. Louis.
Look,
Um,
it's not that I don't want
he's
my
a
team to be
two-time Gold Glove Award winner in 2020 and 2021.
okay. So he won in the back-to-back years. Good. Okay, that's good. But my thing is, it's not that I don't believe we can be good. It's the fact that we're not trying to do anything to get better. That's what's really pissing me off.
I think they have a
Like I
big move up
said,
their sleeve, dude. Before this offseason ends, I really hope.
Javon,
But I'm not going to hold my breath. You know what I mean? I'm not going to
I
hold my
wish
breath, but
I wish I could believe you on that, but remember, you're the same person that told me that we had a good chance of getting on Tony, and we weren't even on the list.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think we were on the list, dude. I think we were definitely on the list of places that he wanted to go to.
He
But
he
I
visited
think
us once,
that
and that was it.
West Coast is gonna win no matter what, dude. Who wants to leave? You already live there, first of all. He's in LA already. You go next door. It's way closer to Japan, and then like I think that also influenced Yamamoto too, which sucks, you know.
But
Like
he have an opportunity to sign with someone else, and they just didn't do what he asked them to do as far as defer his money.
Otani.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. But I
I
know he was.
remember. I
I
remember it
think he
was
was in
between
talks
the
with
Dodgers.
Toronto, but I
I
don't.
think it was between the Dodgers and someone. It might have been the Angels. I think he probably was asking the Angels if they wanted to match it, and they deferred the money, and they decided not to defer. That's why he chose the Dodgers. I don't remember. All I know is if this is what is supposed to be considered winning baseball, we better make the playoffs. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean,
I know
dude, this
we,
is what
I
they're
know we got,
saying.
I know we got
Since
young guys, but we've missed the playoffs the last 2 years back to back, and we were last place in the AL East.
2 years in a
And
row.
before the All Star break, we were actually playing pretty good.
No, that's the thing too. It's like we were only 2 games back at the deadline last year, and it's like we didn't go out and acquire anybody like that could help us out. We just literally we traded people away. Like instead of
And,
trying to get better, we traded people away. They trying to like build up our freaking system instead. It's like
and for me, it's like you're getting better with less. All right, the last team that did that got put out in the playoffs easily, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles.
yeah.
So let's not do that. Let's do what we can to improve. Red Sox, look, this is my message to you. if these young guys are good, great. I'm happy. I'm happy that that everything's going to work out and these young guys are playing good. But this is the Boston Red Sox. Do you not understand what the history of this team means? It means competing for championships, for World Series titles, competing for the AL East, not being fifth in back-to-back seasons in the AL East. If you're going to compete, and this is the way you want to compete, we better be competitive this season. If not, then Craig Breslow, you are an idiot for not spending money. Not spending money only worked for one person that I've known, and that's Bill Belichick. That's because he had the greatest quarterback of all time on his team. That is
And
it.
don't forget the other Bill, Billy Bean. Billy Bean.
Okay, that's the other one.
They didn't win.
He
They didn't win.
didn't spend no money. He got a World Series.
But look, just I want the Red Sox to be well. I want us to be able to compete. We're looking like we're going to finish fifth in the AL East again because we're not doing anything to improve. I'll be surprised and pleasantly surprised if we finish fourth or even, yeah, if we finish third or even fourth. I don't see us finishing first or second. I don't at all. At all. We have to do something and sign someone. If it's a young player, trade for a young player, it doesn't matter. We have the assets to be able to do that. Just make a move. Stop being so cheap. The last guy was cheap and he got sent out the door. You didn't come here to be cheap. And lowering the payroll is not going to help us when we need to win.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, Dave. And like, I'm with you 1,000%. Like, I think we should be spending and getting the top name players. Like, don't get me wrong, but all I'm trying to like, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt from like an ownership's like standpoint. Like, trying to get in their mind. Like, what are they thinking? And from what they're telling us, they're just waiting for the right time to punch, basically. They're waiting for the right time to punch. Which, if they don't punch, then I'm gonna be heated. You know what I mean? But what they're saying basically is we're rolling with the punches. We're just gonna build this foundation with the key guys, and then when we feel like it's the right time, like you said, like to go get that Kevin Garnett, we're gonna go get that Kevin Garnett. But we don't feel like it's time to get Kevin Garnett yet. Which, can we be mad at him at that point? You know what I mean?
Mm,
I kind of understand. Like, I don't. We've finished in last the past 2 years, so are we gonna go out and get Juan Soto and spend like a bunch of money when it could probably be more than just a one player type issue that we're dealing with here right now? You
I don't
know,
know. I'm
I
just
think
I'm
I
just
think we need to get well rounded, like from every angle.
I'm just sick of losing. That's it.
Me too,
I'm
man.
just sick
Me
of
too.
losing.
Trust me, I watch every single game.
I
I come
dealt
home and I watch
I
every game.
dealt with this with every professional team I've had before, and every other professional team I have is actually competing now, except for the Red Sox. So
Teddy's over there happy as a clam with the Yankees, what the Yankees did this year.
he's happy, but he doesn't like the Red Sox being terrible. He at least wants them to compete. That's one thing I
Yeah,
know.
I agree. I agree. I wouldn't say we're terrible, dude.
Can
Yeah,
lose as many games as possible. Go out and just
Oh, you sound like me now. You sound like me when it comes to the NFL, the the NFC West.
nah, man, continue to be cheap. Do what you're doing. It's working. It's working, Craig. You got
Yeah.
it. You came on here and it felt like Heim Bloom gave you the script to read for your little introductory interview or meeting, whatever they had. You know, he just sounded like another nerd that was made in a factory. Like, oh, I went out there and I pitched for the Red Sox, and I know how it feels to be on the field and blah 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 and this and that. And buddy, it's a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game, right? You're going out there. and the first move that you make is a move with the Yankees.
Dude, but take Alex Verdugo, dude. He's a cancer to the freaking
Nah,
dugout.
you weren't saying
Why
that when
would play? You don't send him to the Yankees.
you weren't saying that when he was on the Red Sox.
I
They
don't
had good
care.
pitching prospects, dude. They had good pitching prospects, so we did it.
Man, it's just insane to me. Like I've been saying in the chat, that dirty water does crazy things to these people
It's
out.
crazy. It's crazy because when Alex Verdugo was in a Red Sox uniform, I loved him. But once he got traded, I was like, I saw all the bad things that he could have been doing to this team. I'm like, yeah, I'll look at that side of him instead. Like he's just,
Of course,
yeah.
I looked at him the same way when he had on the Red Sox uniform. He was
Shut up,
popping
Teddy.
and doing all that, but now you better do what it takes to win a chip because we not settling for nothing less. Like I've
Him
been
and Marcus Stroman are gonna be like two
saying.
guys to watch out for on that
Let
team.
me tell you about my boy Marcus, a lifelong Yankee fan. He got pictures when he was a kid with the Yankee
Look,
star.
hey. I don't mean to talk about good to cut off your Yankee rant, but we still talk about the Red Sox right now. We ain't talking about the Yankees yet. Can you get on your spiel about the Red Sox first before we start talking about the Yankees?
I think the Red Sox need to sign a catcher. Um, they need to sign a catcher. They need to sign some pitching. Definitely. Um, you need I feel like you have a whole rotation of threes and fours, with the exception of Brian Bayo, and I would say he's a two. He's technically the ace in this rotation, but he's just young, right? He definitely has an upside. I'm not saying that can crash, because he's gone out there and he's pitched well, but I don't think he just doesn't have what it takes right now, you know. And maybe he does grow a set and go out there and does what he has to do because he's been working with Pedro, right, in the off season and stuff like that. So maybe maybe, but I feel like you guys definitely need some pop in your lineup because right now the only person that I'm worried about, there's two people, Devers and Cassis. That's about it. Everybody else, probably like a contact hitter, right? There's no guy that's like, damn, this guy can take it out of the park at any time, at any count, stuff like that. Um, and the fact that you guys went out and got Yoshida, overpaid for him, and then now he's on the trade block, and then now there's him being on the trade block and just being a DH, like in 1 year of service. Like that's not ideal, right? So I'm gonna give you guys. I'll give you a left fielder that I think you should go out and get. Jock Peterson. He lacks on the defensive end, right? But playing that wall defender, you just have to know how to play the wall right with the ricochets and stuff like that. And he brings some pop to the lineup. And also, it's a long shot, but maybe Eddie Rosario, right?
I just think we already have enough outfielders. That's the issue.
But
But they're not them.
yeah, I mean, if you bring Jock Peterson or Eddie Rosario into this lineup, whoever you have now is moving to the bench,
Yes.
right? Because you said you have Duran in center, you got O'Neal in right, and then who do you have in left right now? Yoshida.
Yoshida.
Yeah. So one of those guys is getting
And
the boot.
we got the kid Willier Abreu too.
Yeah. I mean, but he's like he's a utility guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're thinking of probably the kid Emmanuel Valdez.
Oh
This
yeah.
kid is an outfielder. He played a little bit last year. Let me see. He did pretty good.
Yeah.
His batting average was 316, but he only had 76 at bats.
Mm, not that
388
not that big of a sample
OBP,
size.
474 slugging. Um, I mean, nothing crazy, but he was pretty good in the outfield.
Yeah.
He might
Yeah.
play in the outfield over Yoshida, or I don't know. Everyone says that Yoshida can't play outfield. I'm like, dude, just came here last year, dude. Like, give him a chance.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of crazy that everyone's just giving up on him this fast
But it's
because
just the Boston. It's you know how Boston media is it's just as bad as New York media.
expectation.
Dude, it's like everyone gets the pitchforks. The freaking as soon as Chris Sale got traded for Von Grissom, everybody's like, "Yeah, let's go, fired up, let's go, love the Red Sox." And then like a week, 2 weeks later goes by, and then we're like, "Red Sox suck. Like they don't do anything. Like this and that." And then if we go out and get Montgomery, everyone's like, "Yeah, we love the Red Sox." And then like 2 weeks go by, and we're like, "Oh, dude, this we suck." You know, like I don't know. The fans are so ruthless here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We won four World Series in the past 20 years, and it's like we went 86 years without one. And I think our fans are just a little greedy. It's like sometimes I don't know,
And I feel
but
a pitcher that you guys should go after is Brandon Woodruff
I
because
would love Brandon Woodruff.
I don't think you guys are gonna go out and offer the 6 years, 150 mil that the Yankees offered him.
No, because we're lowering payroll.
Yeah. But Woodruff, he's 31. So is Blake. But I feel like Woodruff can. He's good for that ballpark. He's
And
a
why hasn't Snell signed that deal yet? Like I don't understand.
probably
And
because
you guys are the only team that's offered him so far.
he probably thinks that there's another team that's gonna hop in last minute or something like that. Or like you said, Boris is probably holding out to see if they can get something else because that's his agent, and you know how he works. He wants to get the top dollar for his guys every time so that he can get paid.
Yeah.
Huh? So,
He's
but
probably looking for 8 for 2.
I mean, dude, no, you're 31. Be happy with 150. Like
That's what I'm saying.
you get to play with your best friend. Like, come on. But
Hey, I'm
enough.
32. I know.
Yeah, and enough of this delusional, dirty water talk. Um, let's get on to the Yankees, right?